Welcome to the playthrough of Scum. I've got Michael here. Whoa, that was weird.
It went all the way around?
Yeah. And we've got lights up, we've got cardboard on the windows so that we can get the best shot possible. We're a real high budget operation here at Moose with Cup Creative. But what we do want to do is kind of give you a sense of the game. So first thing I'm going to do is talk about the way the board's set up. And then Michael and I are just going to play. We're going to be playing easy mode, which means there will be 30 threat cubes in the pool, which I'll show you in a second. And the number of plan objectives that we're going to have to complete are going to be 7. If you want to up the difficulty, you would go to 9 or potentially 12, which is like really difficult. But we're going to be playing at 7. And yeah, we're just going to get through the game. So let me flip this around. So the first thing you do is you set up the main board here, which is Poppin' Wheelies. And on Poppin' Wheelies, you're going to have your 30 threat cubes in the threat pool. You're going to have your 3 random investigation tiles placed in those places. You're going to have the favorite cubes, Tech, Moxie, and Power, set on their 3 spots. Then at the top of the board, you're going to see we have our random mastermind chosen. That is the mastermind that we need to defeat in order to determine the winner of the game, whoever has the most renown. Our Machinator deck and our current Machinator are set up, along with the Machinator token here at the top of the board. There's a designated spot there. And then we have our 3 random plans face down right here. Those get revealed once these investigation tiles are flipped over through the investigate action. We have our plan objective tokens, which will come into play later. This is our renown board. This is where we're going to be keeping track of renown moving around, and we get a renown cube, which is a victory point when we reach that. So every time you gain renown, you move around this track. And then here's the assist phase board here. The renown cards, which are endgame scoring cards, are placed just to the side, along with the renown tokens. And then swinging over here, we've got the resist board. Here we're going to be keeping track of the threat modifications. That's the top part of the board. And then the resist track is here. This is the track that we use. It's a competitive track. At the end of the game, whoever has the most resist is going to get 4 victory points, second 2, etc. And there's the resist tokens. The next thing we're going to go over for setup is our brokers. We've got Pompadour Pig over here and his discard pile, and we've got Elise over here. Now, Elise is going to allow you to get gear that is out on the swarm, which we'll talk about in a second, and Pompadour Pig allows you to get gear out of the discard pile. Now we're going to move to the swarm. So these are the main action spaces in the game. We have 4 set up at the start of the game. Each one of them has glitch tokens placed, which come from the glitch token supply randomly here. So there is a mesh in and a mesh out. Each one has to have a glitch token on it, face down, random. And then each spot on the board is going to have a card from the Scum deck. There has to be at least 3 threats. Let's check, see if Michael set it up right. There we go, 3 threats on the board. Okay, at all times you have to have 3 threat cards on the board. We put the Scum deck in the middle of the board there. Off to the side, we have the next ship that'll come in if there is a ship swap. It's always going to be face up. And we have the glitch token supply over here. Setup of the main board is complete. Let's take a look at it. Okay, that's the full setup. And now we're going to talk about the player board. We'll come over here to my player board, Killjoy. We have our mini, we have our player color tokens, which there's 4 in the game. 2 of them are used up here on the different tracks. This is on the renown track, and this is on the resist track. You can see my blue token there. And then 2 of these are used for your epic, which is this card right here, which also has the turn order on it. And then we have our rep track cubes. What you do at the start of the game is you select one of your reps to start at 4. I've selected A rep. One of your reps to start at 2. I've selected G rep. And one of your reps to start at 0. And this one I've selected InfoSec. And then each player will take their hand of Muse cards. Killjoy starts with 3. Berk over here, who Michael is playing, gets 2. And then you get dealt 2 random Muse cards, and you select one and add it to your hand.
Turn order here. First thing you do is connect with your Muse. So you choose either a passive benefit from your Muse cards or something that you might trigger during the round. I'm going to be using MRDR Narco here, and I'm going to be placing it face up. Face up, everyone can see it. I have a Phantom Power Cube, which means that I get to act as though I have a Power Cube this turn. We're going to be moving to a new ship, and we are going to move over to... It only hurts when I laugh. So I get to choose a ship benefit. It's going to be either this one or this one. This one I get to set either InfoSec or GREP to max. So I'm going to take my InfoSec here, set it all the way to maximum. And then we have to, unfortunately, put some threat cubes on the board.
Escalate threat.
Yep. So the next thing to do, we're going to take 1 threat cube and put it on 2 locations. One is going to go onto this one here, which will put it into lockdown if it's not engaged with this turn. Other one is going to go down here. It's still 1 away, so I have 3 cubes, 4 would get it into lockdown.
When you escalate threat, you have to choose a different location other than the one you're on.
So now I get my engage actions. I think the very first thing I'm going to do is engage with a broker. So I have a pretend Phantom Power Cube, so I'm going to be spending it for Pompadour Pig here. So let's see here. In order to engage with Pompadour Pig, costs me 4 G-Rep. So I'm going to move my G-Rep down 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to the bottom. And I get to take the top card from his discard pile here, Jailbroken Fabber.
It actually gets fabbed right away because you're using Pompadour Pig.
Yep.
If you were doing it with a lease, you would have to be at the location that the card is at. But because it's Pompadour Pig, you get to activate it right away. So now it is slotted into your tableau.
Yep. Excellent. So this is online now. Second thing I'm going to do, because I'm Berk, I'm going to engage a threat. So I'm going to engage this threat here, Fork Napping Ring. I get to take a threat cube, move it up back into the pool. And whenever I engage a threat, my Jailbroken Fabber activates. I get A rep and G rep. So my A rep goes up, my G rep goes up. So I've engaged with threat. I've engaged with Machinator, or sorry, with the broker. So those are my 2 actions for the turn.
Michael doesn't have any cubes to contribute to assist because he was using a Phantom Cube instead and didn't gain any of the cubes, the favorite cubes off of there for popping wheelies. So then we move into the end of your turn. And I think we have some bad news over here, don't we?
Yep. So we have to resolve this lockdown. It's up to 4 threat cubes now. So we take these 4, move them into lockdown where they're going to get stuck. And then this is going to pop, go right back into the swarm deck. And now we have to reveal a new threat card because there's only 2 on the board and you must always have 3. So, nope, there it is. Hypercorp Shenanigans.
And when that comes out, we take cubes out of the pool. We add them on the starting value, which is 2.
Yep.
And that card goes to the top of the Pompadour Pig discard pile. So now he's got a new piece of gear. And that is the end of Michael's turn. So what I'm going to do on my turn for Connect with Muse is I'm going to play Skipjacking. which played face up, allows me to convert a Moxie cube into either a tech cube or a power cube. So I place that on my tableau. The rest of them stay in my hand. Then I have to move to a new ship. Hello, Killjoy. I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the golden hour space. So as mentioned before, there's 3 spaces on this one ship. So when you move to a new ship, you would go here. If you're already on this space, you would have to move off to another ship because each one of these is a separate space, but it's still considered one ship. So my benefit here is I gain 1 Moxie cube. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to add it to my tableau. Now, if you recall, I have skipjacking active here, which allows me to convert one of these cubes into one of these other cubes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at these 2 allies here. During the engage phase, I'm going to probably engage with one of them. It's going to be Kundera, okay? But Kundera is looking for a power cube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my skipjacking, and I'm going to convert this Moxie cube, return it to the pool, into a power cube. And there's no threat escalation when you're on popping wheelies, so we're safe during my turn, so we don't have to put any more cubes out. And now I'm going to go to the engage phase, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to engage Kundera, and I'm going to take this power cube that I just converted from the Moxie, and I'm going to add it to Kundera, and I'm going to gain 1 G-Rep and an investigate. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to move up 1 on the G-Rep, and now I get to investigate, which are these tiles up here, and there's little bonuses up here. I'm going to go ahead and take the investigate token, and I'm going to cover up the first spot on this tile here, which is going to give me 1 infosec. Okay, and then for my second engage phase action, I'm just going to go ahead and engage this threat here, because one of the things we want to do is keep the threats under control. So I just get to remove 1 cube, return it to the pool. One thing we forgot to do with your turn, Michael, is you forgot to move up the resist track for removing that. So go ahead and give yourself a bump. Anytime you remove a threat cube from a threat, you move up the resist track. So I've taken 1 off there. So those are my two engage actions. For my assist phase, I don't have any cubes either, so I'm not going to add anything there. We move to the end of turn. We check to see if any of the threats are on lockdown. We don't have to replace any cards, so that's the end of my turn.
So I'm going to engage with Moonin face up, which means during my engage phase, I'll be able to move to a location that has a threat. And we're going to move on over to Lucky Observer. So over here, I'm going to be gaining 3 A-Rep. So I'll just move my A-Rep up. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do our threat, but it's only 1 cube on 1 other location. So I'm going to take a cube, and we're going to put it back over here. Just undoing Davidson's hard work.
Oh, man.
First, before I do any engage actions, I'm actually going to move to a different location with a threat. I'm going to take Berk, and I'm going to move her right on back to where I was.
Nice.
Now I'm going to engage with a threat, and there's only 1 cube left. So we're going to take this, go up on the resistance track, and then break this. So fork napping ring is
you'll get a 2 bonus.
Defeated, so I get 2 spaces on the track. 1, 2.
That's this value right here. So when you eliminate the last threat cube on a threat, you get a bonus move on the resistance track. So that's what Michael just did there.
Yep.
And then this, as always, goes to the bottom of the Scum deck. So as the game goes on, more cards are going to come out of there. And if it's not a threat, they're going to go over to Pompadour Pig's discard pile. But if it is a threat, it goes back to the bottom. So the threat density of the cards increases as the game goes on. So it gets more dangerous out there.
Second action I'm going to take in my engage phase is I'm going to engage with the Machinator.
Ooh,
so
boy.
I'm going to go ahead and take a tech cube.
Okay.
And when I do, we draw from the Scum deck and possibly trigger something. Let's see. It's a threat. So when a threat is triggered here, we are going to be taking a cube and moving it to lockdown, which means we're going to take one of these cubes and it doesn't even get a chance to be on the board. It just goes straight into lockdown. In my assist phase, I will be doing some assisting. I'm going to take this tech cube, move it over here, and then I get 2 Renown.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move along the Renown track. 1, 2. And then that is my turn. We're going to move on to the end here. None of our threats are popping, so we're just going to find a new threat from the Scum deck. Here we go. There it is, Carbon Reavers.
Okay, so it gets placed.
Down. And it gets 3 cubes out of 4.
Connect with Muse, first thing that I do. I'm going to go with Activate Forks. And I'm going to play it face up. If I have maximum A rep, which I do not currently, but I'm going to get it, I get +1 threat removal. And if I eliminate a threat, I get 2 extra Renown. Now I have to move to a new location. So I have to leave Poppin' Wheelies. I'm going to come over here to Lucky Observer. Now, I'm going to take the benefit of 3 A rep. Unfortunately, it's not the most efficient. I'm only able to go up 1. We'll talk about it later, but if any of the rep bumps were active up there, these tiles here, if they were turned over through investigation, we'd be able to get bonuses if we gain more than our maximum. But right now we don't. But I am at maximum A rep, so that's great because I will get +1 threat removal. And I have to add 1 cube to 1 ship. So I'm going to take 1 cube over here. I'm going to put that there. Now we move to my engage phase where I get to choose 2 engage actions. And my first engage action is going to be threat. So I'm going to engage with the Hypercorp Shenanigans up here. Now, I am at Lucky Observer. Hypercorp Shenanigans is up here on Popping Wheelies. So how am I going to get there? I don't know. There's this thing called the mesh. So all of these ships, both Poppin' Wheelies and all the swarm ships out here, have in and out on the mesh. This is like the web, the internet. So I have to go out here and in here. But when I do that, I have to reveal this, and this is a glitch. And this glitch is going to ping me in some negative way. So I'm going to go out here, reveal this. Okay, so I get hit on infosec, so I lose 1 infosec. And then I go in on this one, and I reveal that, and I have to add another threat cube to the board, which is not great. But I am going to put it right here. So this would go into lockdown at the end of my turn if it was at 4. But because I'm engaging this threat, I'm going to remove 1 cube for engaging the threat. However, I am at maximum A rep. My activate forks I can use once per turn is active. So if I have maximum A rep, I get +1 threat removal. So now I take another cube off. So that's 2 cubes. I move up 2 on the resist track. 1, 2. The next thing I'm going to do is also engage with the Machinator. I'm going to take the tech cube as well. So that comes over here. Now I have to do his kickback. Okay. I don't know. The Shrewd Oak Moss Jellyfish. Love that name. So I have to draw a card off of the Scum deck. And it is a threat. So that means this kickback is active. I take 1 cube and move it into lockdown. So this is a resource, and we're starting to lose those resources pretty quickly. So I'm going to put that back on the bottom. And that's the end of my engage phase. We're going to move to the assist phase. Now, Michael had put this cube in on his last turn, so I'm going to go ahead and take that cube. I get to add it to my tableau. So now I have 2 tech cubes. And taking that cube out of there allows me to trigger one of these actions. So what I'm going to do this time is I could investigate, which is something we need to do to finish all these investigation tiles. There's 12 spots that need to be covered. Each investigation action allows you to cover 1. But I'm going to do something that's a little bit more of a team play here. And I'm going to do the draw 3, replace 3, because that is going to allow us to kind of set up the top of the Scum deck in a way that is going to benefit us. So maybe we won't get triggered by any of these kickbacks on this machinator moving forward. So I'm going to draw 3 and place 3. Now you don't have to show these to the other player when you draw them. Okay, so great. So I pulled a threat and 2 schematics. Now we want these to be in play at some point. So I'm going to keep these on the top, and I'm actually going to keep these face up. So Michael and I both know what cards are coming. So I can keep those face up on the pile. And this threat, which I don't want to be pulled by the machinator or added to the board anytime soon, I'm going to take that and put it on the bottom. No threats are in lockdown. We don't have to replace any cards. That's the end of my turn.
My Muse card here, the last one in my hand before I refresh. I'm going to be placing this face up so that a power cube can act like a tech or moxie cube.
Can be converted.
Can be converted into it, yes, of course. So we're going to place that face up. I'm going to take Berk here, and we're going to move her over to the Danger Noodle. Ship benefit, I get to investigate. So we're going to take one of these investigate tokens, and we're going to move it over onto the resist here. I go 1 up on the resist track, and bam, we have made it all the way to a resist token here. So that gets added to my tableau. Do the threat escalation, 1 cube somewhere. We'll throw that cube over here. For the engage phase, I know for a fact that the machinator will not trigger anything or will not give a kickback because we have a...
we have knowledge.
Yeah, we got a weapon on top. So I'm going to go ahead and start with engage machinator. I'm going to engage and grab a power cube here. Add to my tableau. And we're going to engage with machinator. This is revealed. And then it goes over to Pompadour Pig's discard pile here.
The other thing that's nice about the draw 3, replace 3 is that you can set up to get things into the discard pile for Pompadour Pig. So that's a really good way to do that too, is to get something exactly that you want.
So I have my power cube, which can be converted into either a tech cube or a moxie cube. I'm going to convert it. Shoop. Goes back to the pool here into a moxie cube. So I'll take that. And then I'm going to engage with the broker. I'm going to go back to my friend Pompadour Pig. So I have a discount because the moxie cube on engage broker gives me a discount here. So instead of paying 4 G-Rep, it's only going to cost me 3. So we're going to pay 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Take this moxie cube, give it to old Pompadour Pig here. I'm going to put it right here because I'm the first one to donate a moxie cube, which is going to give me 3 renown. So go up.
Over here?
Oh, go over to the renown track here. So 1, 2, 3. I get a renown token.
Uh-oh. He's rolling up already. Rolling up on me already.
And we're going to snag that plasma rifle right away. That goes right into being fabbed.
Yes, that is immediately fabbed. And just a quick note, you can always have 2 weapons or tools fabricated, and obviously you can only have 1 body sleeved. Any additional that you have can go down into your gear, and then you can take these equip actions, which are also on the second half of the benefits here on the ships, that allows you to equip things from gear into fabbed or sleeved. So that's a way for you to kind of collect gear and then swap them in and out.
I will not be assisting at all because I have no cubes and there's no cubes to take. So we're just going to move on over to the end of turn, taking a look at the threats on the board. Hasn't hit 4, hasn't hit 4, hasn't hit 4. We're good.
So connect with Muse. I'm going to play Cordelia face up. So that means that I gain 2 infosec whenever I gain a tech cube. So I wonder if I'm going to gain a tech cube this turn. Probably. I'm going to move back to poppin' wheelies. I'm going to come up here to Echo Blue. And what do you know? I'm going to go ahead and take a tech cube. If you have maximum A rep on popping wheelies and you would gain a cube, you gain a bonus cube. So the maximum A rep gain at Echo Blue means I also gain a moxie cube. I gained the tech cube, so I gain 2 infosec because of Cordelia. 1, 2, Thank you, Cordelia. I am going to engage with Whirl. So I'm going to give Whirl a tech cube, which is what Whirl is looking for. I'm going to gain 1 A-rep and 2 infosec. So I'm at the max A-rep, so I would get a rep bump, but none of the rep bumps have been activated yet. So we got to get those active so we can get these bonuses. But I'm still going to gain 2 infosec, so I move up there. Now, I also have max A-rep. So I can also activate the flex rep action on Whirl. So I'm going to get 2 benefits here. The other benefit is refresh muse. So check this out. What I get to do with refresh muse is I get to put all of these cards back into my hand and refresh my muse, and I get to play one of them immediately onto my tableau. And I am going to go ahead and play activate forks again. Okay, so it's a really great way to kind of recycle your cards and get an extra benefit from your muse by refreshing muse. And this one, as you remember from before, if I have max A-rep, which I do, I'm going to get +1 threat removal. Now I'm going to engage threat. I'm going to engage the Hypercorp shenanigans. I remove 1 for engage threat, and because I have the max A-rep from activate forks, I get +1 threat removal. So that takes 2 off, return those to the pool, and then I will go up 2 on the resist track, 1, 2, and I will gain a resist token, and I will add that to my tableau. Engage phase is done. Now we're going to move to the assist phase. I'm going to go ahead and put this Moxie Cube in here, and I'm going to move up 2, 1, 2 on the Renown track. Now this will be available for Michael next turn to either investigate or draw 2 and place 1 if he takes that. End of turn, no threats are popped. We don't have to replace any cards. That is the end of my turn.
I'm going to be refreshing my muse first. So I can take these 3. I get to choose one of them. Again, because I am playing as Berk, I may have the smallest hand of muse cards, but I get to cycle through them faster, which is nice. So we're going to use Moonin again because I really liked it last time. We're going to set it face up. So during my engage phase, I get to move to a location with a threat. We're going to move on over to Sapience is overrated. We're going to get the ship benefit of 3 G-rep. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to escalate the threat over here to Hypercorp shenanigans. And as we move into the engage phase, first thing I'm going to do is move Berk right up onto golden hour.
Okay, and he is able to do that with Berk because of Moonin as the muse that the muse card that he played during Connect with Muse.
Yep,
that is pretty sweet.
I get to move straight to a location with a threat. This is all one location. It has a threat here, so we're good. I'm going to engage with that threat. And the reason I put a threat cube onto it is because I have a nice little plasma rifle here, which lets me remove an extra threat cube every time I engage with a threat. So whenever I engage with a threat, we're going to get an A-rep and a G-rep bump. So A-rep is at the top, G-rep is going to go up 1, and we're also going to get another cube. So we're going to get both of them. Bump, bump, back into the pool. I get to go up 2 resistance here. 1, 2. And then we get a bonus 2 resistance when we eliminate that threat. For my second engage action, I'm going to engage the Machinator because I know it's safe. So I'm going to take this Moxie Cube, yoink. And then we're going to reveal the top of the Scum deck here, which is Quantum Computer. So we're going to go right over to Pompadour Pig, and we're safe. Now the Machinator's been fully drained of all the favor, so I am going to just get that back on the bottom here. I get the Machinator token added to my tableau.
And the Machinator token, if you spend the Machinator token, will get you an additional move action at any time during your turn along with the benefit. So that's pretty powerful.
Yep, and it's Charlie Boy. So we got 2 power cubes here, a Moxie Cube, and a Tech Cube.
Charlie Boy is one of my all-time favorite criminals in the Eclipse phase setting.
We're going to move on to the assist phase, and I will definitely be taking a Moxie Cube here, which lets me investigate. So we're going to put an investigation onto resist track here. I'm going to move my character 1 up in the resist. And when I eliminated that threat, just as a heads up, I also get to move up the threat scaling here.
Oh, the threat mod track, yes.
The threat mod track.
We forgot to do that last time too, but we corrected it off camera.
So when I eliminated Hypercorp shenanigans, it is a Hypercorp threat. So we're going to take the Hypercorp and we're going to move it up 1.
So when those reach the spots with the arrows on them pointing up, that means those threat mods are now active, and those are bonuses on the schematics that make them more powerful once the threat mod is active. So Michael is working towards, and it activates it for everybody, which is really great. It's part of the cooperative aspect of the game here, is we're doing things that turn on the threat mods for everybody. Then you just need to get the gear that has the correct mod, and it's upgraded.
Yep, let's get a new threat on the board. Rampaging Meshworm. This one. All right, that's my turn.
We have entered the mid-game here. We have gotten 1 investigation tile overturned, so we have the rep bump of 1 Renown if we are at the maximum of the track. And as you can see, Michael with Berk is all maxed out for right now, but that probably won't last for too much longer. We revealed 1 plan, because when you flip over an investigation tile, you reveal a plan. Michael has already completed 1 of the objectives. We need to complete 7, at least 1 on every plan card. There's 3 plan cards, so we're on our way there. The threat pool is starting to even out in a little bit of a scary way. We don't have a ton of cubes left in the threat pool, and the lockdown is starting to get beefed up a little bit. Michael's got 3 Renown and 2 Resist. I have 2 Renown and no Resist, but I do have the upgrade, allows me to swap my A-Rep for any of my other reputations. So that's a pretty powerful way for me to either increase my A-Rep or increase another rep. All right, Michael is claiming to have a very epic turn here, so let's see what he's got.
All
Go
right,
ahead, Michael.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do some combos here just to show you sort of what you can do on a turn that you really set up for. So I will once again put Moonin face up here, so that I have
doing work.
Moving to a location with a threat, sort of ready to go. I'm gonna take Berk here. I'm gonna move over to the danger noodle, and we're gonna investigate. Set it up there and move along the Renown track. 1. Shoop. And we're gonna escalate threat. So we're gonna take 1 of these cubes, place it over at the Rampaging Meshworm. Make that
Did you
nice
grab
and
it
fat.
from? Did you grab it from
sorry,
here?
I
or?
didn't move it from lockdown.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, it's got to go from
the actual
pool.
threat pool. There we go. Activating Moonin, and we're gonna move right back to Sapiens is overrated. Oop, there we go. I'm gonna engage with threat for my first action. So lots of things trigger when I engage threat here. If we come on down here, you can see I have 2 different fabbed, a tool and a weapon here. My plasma rifle, when I engage with threat, lets me remove an extra cube. My jailbroken fabber, when I engage with threat, lets me go up in A-Rep and G-Rep. Both of these are maxed out right now, so when I go up on both of them, I get 2 rep bumps, which is gonna let me rep bump twice and go up 2 on the Renown track. So we're gonna go 1, 2.
Cascading.
Both
Cascade
of these
has begun.
back to the pool. When I remove these, I get to go up on the resist track twice. So 1, 2. And we eliminate the threat. So the cartel conflict is eliminated. That lets us go up Discord 1. So Zoop, Discord is maxed.
So Discord is now active. So any of the schematics that are in play that have the Discord threat mod upgrade now are more powerful.
We're also going to gain 2 extra resistance here. So move up, bump, bump. Gonna get a resistance token. Great. My second engage action, I'm going to engage with Pompadour Pig, who has been upgraded and fully flipped here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So now he's been upgraded because we gave him one of each favorite cube throughout the game. Now, what that means is that you don't take the top card of the discard pile when you engage Broker and choose Pompadour Pig. You get to tutor or search through the pile and take whatever card you want. So it's a very powerful use of Pompadour Pig.
So I get to take my power cube here, throw it on down here, and I get Renown here, I believe.
Yep, you get a full Renown token.
I get an entire Renown token. Excellent. And it only cost me 3 G-Rep, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go and search for, finally, a morph. So why don't we take the Flexbot. So that is going to get synthed right away, or sleeved right away. That synth is going to get sleeved. Great. So here's the big move that I was going to do this turn.
Oh boy.
So your epic action is something you can do at the start or end of any phase. We're about to move out of the engage phase, so I'm going to activate my epic action. In order to do that, if you look down on the tableau here, it costs you 1 Renown token and 1 resist token. I'm going to initiate Death Machine mode. So I'm going to cash in.
That's Berk for you.
Both of these. I have max A-Rep and I have max InfoSec. A-Rep InfoSec. So I get a Moxie Cube, a Power Cube, a Tech Cube, and max G-Rep.
Nice.
Zoop. I get 1 of each.
And this is why it's called an epic action.
Next, I have a synth and I have 2 weapons. I got a synth and I got, no, I don't. I have a tool and a weapon. Shoot.
Oh, well, no, you can't do the middle one.
I can't do the middle one. That's fine. But I do get to place 2 player tokens, these 2 guys, on any locations. Here and poppin' wheelies.
Okay, and what do those allow you to do?
So when I'm at those locations, I can remove the player token to just eliminate 3 cubes at the location. Afterwards, I'm going to do my assist phase. I think I'll take this guy back and continue our investigation here a little bit. So we'll put investigate over here, go up the Renown. Shoop. Get a Renown token. And we move on to the end phase. So checking the threats, neither pop, and we get to flip a new threat. 3 threat. Cool, that's my turn.
Mid-game, here we go. I'm going to start by connecting with Muse, and I'm going to play Activate Forks, which if I have max A-Rep, which I do, it's going to give me some extra threat removal. Now I'm going to move to a new location. I'm going to grab Killjoy and bring Killjoy all the way down here. And choose my benefits. I can gain max InfoSec or max G-Rep. I'm going to go with max G-Rep. And unfortunately, I have to add 2. Ooh, this could get ugly. That one there, and that one there. Yikes. That one's going to pop. Okay, but we're going to deal with this one first. So first thing I'm going to do is engage threat. And I'm going to remove 1 cube for engage threat and 1 for my activate forks bonus. That'll be 2. Return those to the pool. I'm going to get a bump of 2 on the resist track, and we are eliminating this threat. So we're gaining 1 bonus resistance.
We get to go up the threats here as well. So info life goes up 1.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. That's important because I actually need that. And then, it amazes me sometimes when you're playing your own game and you just realize, oh, that actually can happen. I'm going to engage Machinator. I'm going to take this last Machinator cube, or favorite cube, add it there. And during Engage Machinator, my ego bridge allows me to remove one cube from any location. And it just so happens that this one here is about to pop. So I'm going to remove that one to save us. I'm going to go up one there. So that was a way to do that. However, Info Life is not active, is it? No, it's up one. Okay. So the Machinator is going to get replaced. But first, sorry, I took the cube, so we have to reveal the card. This could be bad. It is an ally, which does not trigger any of his kickbacks. So that goes to Pompadour Pig, and we're safe. The Machinator goes to the bottom of the pile. We add a new one who is going, then we got Vija. Put the cubes out on Vija. And I, for eliminating Charlie Boy, get the Machinator token. My assist phase, and I'm going to put that tech cube there to move up 2 on the Renown track. And that'll be the end of my turn. Moving to the end phase, we have to have a threat here because there's only 2 threats on the board. So I'm going to reveal, and the Mass Basilisk Hack. Ooh, takes 4 cubes to start. Yeah, that is a nasty one. The one good thing about it, though, is it's accessible via the mesh. So if we get into trouble and we're out there, we can get through it, get to it through the mesh. And that is the end of my turn.
We're going to place our Narco face down. Face that face down. We're going to move on over to the Danger Noodle and investigate. It says I can sleeve, but I'm not going to sleeve anything. We're just trying to work our way towards revealing the other plans.
Yes, the investigation is underway. So we got 4 more investigate actions before the mastermind is revealed, and all 3 of the plans are revealed. So we're approaching the end game here.
I'm going to be doing a whole lot of engaging some threats this turn. I'm going to engage the rampage. Well, actually, I got to escalate the threat first. So I'm going to escalate right over here. Great. And
wow, that threat pool is getting low.
But we're going to engage with this threat through the mesh.
Okay.
When I do that, though, I'm going to break my flex bot. So when I engage a threat, I explode this. It's going to end up going back to Pompadour Pig, but I get to choose 3 of these benefits. I'm going to choose 2 hacks and removing 3 cubes. So we're going to go remove this hack, or remove this glitch. This path is now open. I'm going to also remove this glitch.
Nice. So those 2 go to your tableau, because the set collection of glitches is something for endgame scoring. If you have 2 of a certain type, that'll be worth 1 victory point. And also glitches can be part of finishing plans.
Yeah. So I get to remove 3 cubes. I'm going to remove all 3 from this and go up the resistance track 3 times. 3. Move those back into the pool.
Okay, good. We needed that.
Yep. And then when I engage threat, I also trigger both of my fabbed items. So we got rep bumps on A rep, and my G rep goes up 1. So I get the rep bump of 1 Renown. Shoot. And I get to remove a threat cube from my current location, which unfortunately means nothing because I'm currently doing this at another location, but I do still get to remove that cube for engaging the threat. Go up 1 more. Back to the pool. So we got lots of engagement here. That is the end of my flex bot, so it's going to go to Pompadour Pig's trash. And for my second engage action, I'm going to be engaging with Kundera through the mesh now that I have this open airway.
Named after one of my favorite authors.
So we're going to take a power cube, move it on over here. I do not have max G-Rep, so I don't get the assist action here, but I do get 1 G-Rep and another Investigate.
Nice.
So I'll move up my G-Rep, and we're going to finish off this Investigate tile, which is going to give me 2 resist. Bump, bump, 1 resist token.
Okay, flip
it on over. We'll reveal our second rep bump. Nice.
Ooh, a free Machinator cube. And then we reveal the second part of our crazy plan.
Brain hacks. Cool. So at the end of my turn, none of these threats are popping. We're all good on that front. But I do get to fulfill one of these plans.
Yes,
Let's
you can claim 1 plan objective. Here, move these over and then put this plan down here.
All right.
So we have 1 plan left to reveal before the mastermind is revealed and we know what we're up against. And we've got 2 of the 7 we need to complete, but Michael is about to get another one right here.
Yeah, so I'm going to choose to get the paying 2 G-Rep and any fab. So we have the little X there, which means that we're actually going to be losing these things. We're not just showing that we have them. So I'm going to go down 2 spots on G-Rep, 1, 2, and we're going to lose our fab item. So I think I'm going to get rid of my plasma rifle. So this is going to go back to Pompey's discard, and I fulfilled it. So we're going to check that off. When I do, I get a victory point. Nail that. And that's going to be that.
All right, we're going to start at a new angle here. Michael is claiming he's got an epic endgame turn to firmly put us into the endgame. We're very close to revealing the mastermind. There's 1 plan left. There's 2 investigations to reveal the mastermind. We have 6 of the 7 objectives. However, there has to be 1 on each plan, so these 2 objectives are no longer available. I currently have 6 victory points, 1 resist. However, I do have 2 endgame scoring cards, 2 Renown cards, so those are sneaky ways for me to get some victory points. Michael has 2 resist, 2 resist and 8 victory points with 2 hacked glitches, but right now those are not getting him any victory points, and no Renown cards, but a pretty good tableau with 2 fabbed tools and a morph. So let's see what he's got.
I'm going to start with Moonin, as always.
Moonin has been doing work.
We're going to move Berk on over to the Danger Noodle in order to investigate. We're going to investigate on the G-Rep. I think I'm going to go ahead and engage with Ally, which doesn't seem great on the board here, but I have a lot of synergy with both my Neo Raven and my Quantum Computer. So let's do my Neo Raven first. This is going to let me do 3 of these. I'm going to get 3 along the resist. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hack, and the way that I'm going to hack is out this door, into this door. I'm going to get a glitch, and we're going to do for the third one.
That'll give him a pair of A-Rep glitches, which will be worth 1 victory point at the end of the game.
Yep. And then we are going to, for the third here, we're going to just get this Machinator. So we get to grab this.
For free. No kickbacks.
Which also finishes off the Machinator, so I get the Machinator token.
I'll go ahead and set this up, the new Machinator. Black Vein.
Cool.
Another one of my favorite criminals. I have a piece of fiction coming out centering around Black Vein very soon. Pretty excited about that.
So we are giving another tech cube to Whirl here, which gives us a rep and 2 infosec, so up, which hits our rep bump. So we're going to go along the track here. Shoop. And lastly, engage ally also lets us pay 2 G-Rep to hack. So we're gonna pay 2 G-Rep, 1, 2. We're gonna hack another thing here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hack out this window into this window, and we're gonna just grab this one and hope it's a cube one.
Take a gut shot.
Nope. All right, well, it's mine now. And lastly, because we have both Info Life and Discord, if you look over here, Discord's maxed out, Info Life is maxed out, I also get this benefit, which is taking a threat cube off the board, getting getting a resist and 2 infosec. So threat off the board, we're gonna grab, we'll take this one and 2 infosec, which is another rep bump, which I will be taking a victory. And I will be actually buying one of these.
Ooh.
So I get to exchange, I think, a resist token.
Renown
Token.
Endgame scoring cards cost you a victory point.
So I'll grab that, and I get to look through these and choose one?
Yep.
Okay, so I have done all of this just on engaging ally.
Yes, that was pretty epic.
So I have a Machinator token here, so I can just move to another location and go a little crazy. I think I will break this.
Okay.
Set it back. I'm going to move over to It Only Hurts When I Laugh. I'm going to max out my G-Rep. So just swing G-Rep up to max. And I will take my player token off of this, which was part of my epic action here. So I get to take this off, and I get to eliminate 3 threats at the location. So we're going to take off 2 threats here.
Oof.
Which puts me along the track. 1, 2. Back in the pool. Eliminates the threat, which gives me 3 more resist. So 1, 2, 3.
Another resist token.
Another resist token.
It's going to be tough for me to challenge that, that's for sure.
So that goes to the bottom. I guess lastly, I'm going to move on over to here using Moonin, because I get to just move on over to a location with a threat. I will engage a threat, take this off.
So that's your second engage action?
This is my second engage action, yeah. Move along 1, and when I engage a threat, this gives me 1 bump to A rep, 1 bump to G rep. So 1 bump to A rep, G rep, I get the rep bump. So we're gonna go along here.
I mean, this is mega cascade, I love it.
Yep.
That's how the engine was designed.
So we're gonna move on to the assist, and I will absolutely be taking a cube for assist. I'm gonna take this cube here, which is gonna make me go down to 4 because I currently have 5, so I'll have to go to 4 at the end of my turn, but I do get to get that last investigate. So we're gonna pop this over here, which makes me get 1 A rep, and we flip our final tile. So this is going to flip the last plan. These are all the one. If we get one of these, we can end the game. Flip the mastermind.
The mastermind is revealed.
Abandoned weakness.
Gross. All right.
Yep.
So at the end of the turn, he's going to start gobbling up cubes out of the lockdown pool. So now we have 2 pools to manage, but I think we're in pretty good shape because we're playing easy mode. So we had 30 cubes to work with. In regular mode, you would have 24, and we only have to complete 7 plans, 1 at least on each one.
Yeah.
Plan objectives. And normally you could bump that up to 9 or to all 12.
So yeah, why don't we just claim the last plan here?
All right, go for it.
All right, so I'm going to sacrifice 2 Moxie cubes. Boom, take both of these.
Okay.
Back to the pool. Swing that on down.
And the mastermind has been defeated.
As soon as he was
in easy mode.
Yep.
The designer and the editor of the rules playing easy mode.
Yoink. Grab
We
that.
should be playing hard mode, but we're playing easy mode for some reason. Okay, so normally what would happen if there were still planned objectives is at the end of the turn now, these cubes would start moving to abandon weakness at the end of the turn. And if this pool runs out or this pool runs out, players lose. But as you can see, we're in really good shape here. It's like we know what we're doing and that we were playing in easy mode. So there you have it. Now let's move on to victory point or renown calculation and find out who the winner is. Players have been victorious. However, now we move to renown calculation to find out who actually is the winner of this game of Scum. So let's start here with me playing as Killjoy. I have 5, this is worth 5, 6 renown, and only 1 resist. Michael, as you can see, has 4 resist. So we're gonna do our resist first. First place gets 4 victory point tokens. So that would be Michael. So I'm gonna give him 4. And you have to have at least 1 resist to qualify. So he gets 4 more. And I, because I got second place, will get 2. So I get 2 renown, move that over to my board. So the resist has been calculated. Now we're going to reveal our end game scoring cards. I had 2. Unfortunately, I was only able to complete 1. So this one I really didn't have a shot at. It's 3 or less threat cubes in the threat pool is worth 4 victory points, which would have been outstanding. But as you can see, there were a lot more than 3 cubes in the threat pool. I was giving a little bit of an effort to try to pop some threats off, but didn't get to it. So that one is not complete. However, having less glitches than all other players, I have 0. Michael has 4. So that is worth 3 victory points. And my final total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good score in Scum. But let's see what Michael has here. Okay, so we've already given him his resist tokens. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh man, come on. Did you finish your...
I was very close, but no. This one requires 5 or more glitches. I only have 4. So I was 1 glitch away from getting 3 more victory points, but I'm just gonna have to be happy with that.
Okay, and then, but you did collect a pair.
I did collect a pair of A-rep.
So that is worth 1 more victory point. So your final total is
Lucky
13. Lucky 13. And I finished with 11. So congratulations, Berk. And Michael, you are the winner of the playthrough on, let me just remind everybody, easy mode. We had 30 threat cubes in there and we only had to complete 7 of the 12 objectives. But yeah, that is a quick little playthrough of Scum. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, check out the game. See ya.